Everybody, this is Jen Keenan at the Four Squares Residential Group at Keller Williams Real Estate, coming to you with my Love the Way You Live video series. And this year, we're talking about loving the way you live in other markets. And this is the, I think, fifth or sixth video in our series. And today, I'm so happy to have with me my good friend, David Matthews, who's in the Colorado, Denver metro market. And David, thank you so much for taking time today to chat with me about your market and what it's like to live there.
Of course, I'm so excited. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah. So, disclosure to our viewers, David and I are super good friends. So this is going to be a real casual conversation. And I've actually been out to Denver to visit him, and I had a great time. And, one of the things that I found about the Denver market is that it's not that different from living in Metro Boston in the sense that it's pretty neighborhoody. You have a beautiful downtown area and then a really nice suburban area. I didn't find traffic to be that different. So I would love to hear from you, David, like from the horse's mouth, who lives there. Tell me about living in Denver and what do you love about it?
Oh man, so much to love. I'm actually a native, so everyone always asks how long I've lived here. So native. I think the really cool thing that a lot of people love about Denver, and so do I, is that we really get four seasons. We get winter, summer, fall, and spring, obviously. But none of the seasons are too extreme. There'll be some weeks where it's really cold or really hot, but it's not something that stays forever, like in Phoenix with a long heat wave or anything like that. And there's so much to do if you're an indoor person, outdoor person. We got tons of breweries. You can go skiing, hiking. We went on the river that summer, so lots of stuff.
It's so funny that you bring up the seasons because I think in my head, when I think about Denver, the winter, it's like snow and cold and skiing. And, one of the things that I learned since we've become friends is that, yeah, you do get snow and you have that powder, but then the next day it's 70 degrees. I mean, it's crazy and it's gone.
Right.
Like we just have like the icy tundra here in New England for, 4 months plus. And so I think we always think in our head that it's so cold and snowy in Denver, and it's just not.
Right. And that's it's funny that you bring that up, because one of the things that a lot of people don't know about Denver is that we actually get 300 days of sunshine a year. So we get more sun than San Diego or Miami Beach on average throughout the year. And since the elevation is so high, that's why the snow melts. We're so much closer to the sun. So we can cycle through those things so much faster. So it's perfect.
That's crazy.
And we're off the mountain range on the plains. So that's why we don't have snow for months at a time.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull up the map. Let's look at the map because I think it's helpful for people to kind of see, what Denver looks like and the neighborhoods and whatnot. So I'm going to share my screen, have my fun Google map here. So here we are with kind of like, downtown Denver proper, I guess we would say. And I know, when I came to visit you, we were out here in Thornton.
Right.
Which was what, like 40 minutes, if that, outside
from
the city?
Denver?
Yeah.
No, it's about a 20-minute drive with no traffic into Denver from Thornton.
Okay, so yeah, so super comparable to, our kind of, if you downtown Boston to Newton to kind of like the northwest suburbs where I grew up, it's the same sort of distance. And I know that there's a difference when you're like north versus south, right?
As far as pricing or?
Yeah, just like kind of lifestyle in general, right?
Yeah, I would say what we see on the south side is considered like Highlands Range, Centennial. That's starting to push down into Castle Rock now for the South Denver. So that those builders down there are pretty much running out of areas to build. So we're starting to see more of a population growth push on the north side of the city now.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And, one of the things that you and I always talk about is that your market is really a lot of new construction homes, which is just something that we don't have here. And I know you and I have talked a lot about kind of housing and what you get for your money. And I was so fortunate to see your home and how beautiful it was. And I think that that would be really appealing to folks here in my market, where you can, if you decided you needed to leave Greater Boston and move to Denver, you're getting brand new homes significantly larger than we have for probably comparable money to what you sell your house here for. So I know you have some examples for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the map sharing and I'm going to give you kind of hosting duties. And I would love to see some examples of properties that you kind of that are kind of like the norm out there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I just making me a host so you can share your screen.
All right.
And do you find that you do have a lot of reload people there?
We do. We have a lot of, before I start this screen share, we have a lot of companies moving to Denver right now. A lot of the jobs we're getting now is technology jobs. We were a big oil and gas city for a really long time, and our government has changed from being so oil and gas friendly that those companies are moving out, and now we have more data technology jobs coming in. Google has a campus in Boulder. And the other reason why so many people are moving their companies to Denver is because we're really a central part. I mean, we're further west than being a central part of the country, but our airport, you can pretty much be anywhere in the country in 3 to 4 hours. And so that saves companies a lot of money on paying employees per diem when they're sending them on business trips for 2 days. Now they can just send them on 1 day if they've got an East Coast headquarters versus a headquarters in Denver. And our airport, we also have direct flights to Tokyo and then Western Europe. So you can get pretty much anywhere you need to be, within a day versus being on a coastal city. So that's why we've got so many jobs coming here.
And yes, and my flight when I came to visit you was super easy. It was just about 3 hours. Just that time that you're getting antsy, you're down on the ground. So it's definitely, I thought it was real easy to fly in and out of there. And you have that big, beautiful airport there. We have lots of room and lots of airline options. So I think, that makes a difference. And I think honestly, I know like my husband and I have talked about, thinking into the future of retirement and what are we going to do. And it's funny because I don't think people think about this. It's really critical to be near a major airport. Because if you love to travel and you want to travel around, if you are only near a regional airport, you're going to be so limited on where you're going to go, or you're always going to have to take 2 and 3 flights to get anywhere. Right. So yeah.
That adds a day and a half or, at least a day to 2 days of travel time to any trip. So
definitely. All right. So why don't we see some properties? I know cool. I mentioned to you that, kind of our average price here in my county is about 700,000. It's that number and a little bit higher the closer you get to downtown Boston. And then certainly if you go out into the suburbs a little bit, that comes down. But I always think that this is a nice working number to use. So why don't you show us some what you can get for your money?
Cool. So I just pulled up 4 good ones that are right around 700. Okay. So we've got 2 that are in Denver proper, and then 1 on the north side of Denver and 1 on the south side of Denver. Perfect. So you get a good idea here. So first, we've got this one that listed at 725 at the beginning of June. And this is an area called Central Park. It was built around our old airport, Stapleton Airport. So this is newer construction. This one was built in 2017. And that community there has been started around 04, 05, I believe. And they're just finishing the last phases of that community. So it's a huge master plan community, but this is a good example of what 700 gets you inside of there. So it's a single family, you've got your family room.
Oh, very nice.
And lovely. Then, got nice kitchen, nice appliances, a little bit of a side yard. In this master plan community, there aren't a ton of properties with large lots like some people want, but you get a more modern, updated home.
Yeah. There. And how big is this house?
So this one is 2,900 square feet. That includes a finished basement. Above grade without the basement is 2,000. And it's got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. So
Yeah,
It's a
that's
good
a good
house.
size. That's definitely, comparable. If a family were relocating, you'd want comparable space like that for sure.
Sure, yeah. All right, so our next one is more of it's an older home. It's in an area called Park Hill. So it's a little bit closer to the city, but not quite downtown. So it's still in an affordable area. This one was built in 1939. So this is probably more along
Ooh,
the
you
lines
have
of what
properties
you,
older than 1980. That's
right.
amazing.
We don't have a lot of them, but we've got them. So this one's got 900 square feet on the main level, 900 square feet in the basement. Actually, it's closer to 1,000 on each level. This one's been updated, so you can see
This
that
house
you've got,
looks like it could be in my neighborhood. I have houses in
yeah,
my neighborhood that look just like this. Yep. That nice,
right.
like
So
Tudor style brick.
yeah, more of those architectural details that you don't find
Beautiful.
in the newer homes. And then I just wanted to show you, it's got an updated kitchen. It's probably been updated in the last 10 years or so. So this is a good
Lovely.
representation of what that'll get you.
And
Um,
this one, how close to downtown is this?
you're probably 15, 20 minutes, depending on the
Okay.
day.
Yeah. Okay.
So not horrible. Um, And then this one, I just wanted to double check on it real quick. It does have a 2-car detached garage, so parking always throws things off on pricing. So, I'm sure you know more than I do on that. So,
We have a lot of parking issues here, not so much, kind of in the area where I grew up, but certainly the closer you get downtown, the more important parking becomes.
right.
But I found, like, when I came to visit, I mean, you guys can drive and park everywhere. It's like less of an issue I saw.
Yeah, usually if there's not a spot, you can circle the block in front of your favorite restaurant and you'll get a spot. So
Right.
it's not horrible. Um, so this property, this is in Thornton where I used to live, in the house that you saw. So this is more indicative of the northern suburbs and some of the southern suburbs too. So you get, a 3-car garage, it's a track home. So usually the builders will build 4 or 5 floor plans in a neighborhood. This builder particularly, usually their neighborhoods are about 300 to 400 houses. So once you get into it, if you find a neighborhood you like, and then you can usually say, okay, I like this plan in this neighborhood. And then finding your house is really easy because the inside isn't very much, usually there's not much changed inside from house to house, once you find that floor plan. So 3-car
Ooh,
garage,
pretty.
yeah, formal living, formal dining. We're starting to see some of the builders go away from having a formal living and formal dining, um, as more people wanted just the open concept. But of course, COVID changed all of that again. Um,
Right.
so this
Yeah,
one's
it's
got a
funny. I did a whole blog post last year or maybe 18 months ago on how people are not using their dining rooms and how they're changing, to making a first floor bedroom or an office, and we're kind of moving away from those formal dining rooms. But you're right. I bet you if you surveyed people now, COVID would probably have changed all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so this one had a study back there as well. So there's plenty of room. There's the study in this style of a home. And in this price point, you're going to get these kitchens with double ovens, gas, cooktops, as you can see here. And that's starting to come, or I would say that's a pretty normal thing that you would get. A lot of people start asking for those double ovens once they've seen them once. They feel like they have to have them all the time now.
Yeah.
So let's see here. This one had a finished basement. I was hoping to get to a yard picture. I know I'm going really fast.
It's okay. Looks really nice. Ooh, nice soaking tub.
Yeah. Let's see here. So this one they
And this is,
made a
what
bedroom.
I love about your market is that, you can get brand new. You can get, something that you won't have to do maintenance on for a really long time.
Right.
There's options for customization. These things they're just so rare here unless you find a lot of land or you buy a house and you tear it down and you build something custom. And, I know out there, if you hit a community at the right point, you have the opportunity to kind of fall within parameters, but still do some customizations that you want.
Right. Yeah. New construction is one of my favorite things that I sell here, just because when you can work with a buyer and you go into a community, you look at all the lots that are available, you get to pick your lots, you walk it, you look at the views, make sure you love it. And then you get to go through design center where you get to pick every single feature. It's just amazing because you literally get to build the house exactly how you want it. And it's so exciting from start to finish. The downside, of course, is it takes 9 months to a year to get it done, but
Right.
it's worth it in the end if you've got somewhere that you can hang out for that time to get that house done. So it's really
Yeah.
fantastic.
But I think that that's a good thing that you bring up too, because, if someone's planning or thinking about making a move, whether it's a family change, job change, it's like you can go out there and, do some of this legwork, get something secured, and then you'll have time to plan your move if you're coming back here and it's like, okay, we're building a house, it's going to be ready in 6 months, and I think if somebody's thinking of making a cross country move like that, it could be really helpful to have that time to plan and to know, like, our house is going to be ready, we have a place to move to, and we have time to get ready and pack and sell our house here. Um,
Right. It
so I
becomes
think
less stressful when you're under the gun of like, okay, we've sold the house. Now we have to find something. And you're just, yeah,
exactly, exactly. And I encourage so many of my clients and my friends and family. It's like if you have an inkling of doing anything, it's better to reach out sooner than later because these are the things that we can plan for, right? Like
right,
I know if somebody calls me and they say, I'm going to move to Denver, it's like, okay, well, depending on what you want, you might need a year. So that could help, foster the change in the planning, what we need to do here to get you ready to make that move.
right, exactly. The other thing that I like about new construction that I think sometimes people miss is I have clients right now who are getting ready to write with a Toll Brothers who built out here. Well, obviously they build out here, but they build a great house here. So they're locking in their price today, and the house isn't going to be done for 9 months. So they're going to have all of this appreciation the minute they walk into their home. So it's another amazing benefit of new construction if you can wait it out.
Yes, for sure. And again, yes, I mean, and I think that is so special. And what better way to start your new life in your new home than to already be ahead of the game, with some
Right, exactly.
equity, right? And you
Yeah,
have a brand new place to move into that you love.
right. So I was just going to show you. So this house has this really amazing yard. It's got a little water feature in it, lots of green space. I wouldn't
Beautiful.
say this is a normal yard, but it was a really cool one to show for that house. Um,
Awesome.
and then I have one more for you on the south side, South Metro
Yeah.
area. This is in an area called Castle Rock. Castle Rock's great. Douglas County schools. It's easy to get to Denver or Colorado Springs. We're seeing Colorado Springs really start to blow up right now, so it's a good location. But you can see you get a good sized lot, 3-car garage, some fun
Oh, this looks like a
views.
really nice neighborhood.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely.
beautiful.
Nice patio,
Nice
and then
flat
again,
lot.
yeah, exactly. Formal living, formal dining. Yeah, kitchen's got some upgrades in it. Just you get to get a good house for around 700 here. So
Great. And then certainly, thinking if anybody wants to spend less, there are also quality homes like this for less. They're just small on a smaller scale.
yeah, get less square footage, smaller lots, obviously much more competition. But yeah,
Right.
it's available. The last thing I saw, our average price was hovering. I want to say as a whole for all of Denver Metro, it came in right around 700. But when you get to those outlying suburbs, 500 can get you something that's good. I mean, it's not something that'd be
Absolutely.
embarrassing by any means.
Right. And then certainly if you decide you want a townhouse or a condo, something smaller, just like here, you can be downtown, you can be in the thick of it, you could be further out in the suburbs. Do you have 55 plus communities there?
We do. We're actually seeing a lot more of those start to pop up as well.
Right. Yes, we are here as well. Not as many, but certainly, you have the land to sprawl out and to build those lovely
Right.
options as well. And those are, here at least, they're usually, 1,500 square feet, nice 2 bed, 2 bath units, in a lovely HOA. So those are always a
Yeah.
nice option too, if anybody's
Right.
looking for something like that.
don't have to take care of anything. You can just
Right.
lock and leave for 2 or 3 months if you want to get out of here for the winter. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to my 55 plus community soon. So tell me some things about Denver that only locals know. I mean, you say you've been there your whole life, you've grown up there, tell me some secrets that I can't find anywhere.
Let's see here. So I think my favorite is the amount of sunshine we get. Like I said, 300 days of
Yes.
sunshine. It's amazing to live here on that. I I love that I can go anywhere with one plane ride. We've talked about that. I think the other things that I think are super cool are we're starting to get more culturally diverse. I mean, we've always been somewhat diverse, but we're seeing so many more communities move to Denver, which is it's just amazing to see. Um, and then, with us having the high altitude, when you hit the golf ball, it actually goes 10% further than at sea level. So your golf game improves.
I know. Talk about exact opposites. Like I'm practically at sea level and you're practically, not
Right. Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
couldn't be farther away in elevation
Right.
than we
Yeah.
are.
Exactly 1 mile above sea level, which is fun. And a thing that some people don't always catch when they get here is with the altitude, it's harder to like get your buzz on with your cocktails. So you got to drink a little bit more. So we're not as lightweight as you think on that. So um, I think those are the fun things. I mean, there's just so much to do, and everyone just thinks we're in the snow all the time, and we're really not. Um,
No, right. And I mean, and I came out in August and we had a grand old time. We did the lazy
right.
river. We went to this beautiful community called Estes Park, which is to me reminded me of North Conway, like a little village here in New Hampshire. It's a great weekend getaway. We went downtown, we went to the baseball game, we had a great dinner.
Right.
So, again, like as I mentioned at the beginning of our chat, life might not be drastically different, in a good way, in a positive way. Like you have sports, you have activities, there's things to do on the weekend, there's four seasons, and all of the things that we love about New England, you can get in another community in Denver. So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. I
great.
know you're a sports person. I just want to bring this up too. We've got 6 major sports teams. So we have basketball, football, hockey, lacrosse, soccer, and I forgot one more. Did I say baseball already?
I No, actually I don't think you said
Baseball.
baseball. Yeah.
Yep. So we've got it all here. So it's perfect.
Yes. Well, I think we took a wonderful tour of Denver here for this time that we've been chatting. And to all my friends watching, of course, if you're thinking about relocating to Denver, David's your guy. So you reach out to me and let me know, and I will connect you. David is with Colorado Homes IQ, and we'll make sure to link everything on our social when we post these as well. And David, thank you so much for spending your time with me this afternoon. Not like we don't talk every day,
Right. Yeah. Well, thanks for doing this. It was fun to show you
Yes.
around a little bit more.
Yes. And for everybody watching, until next time, I hope you love the way you live. Thanks so much.